Good afternoon from an extremely beautiful and sunny North Idaho. I'm in Coeur d'Alene. This is Jerry Lee Medeiros with Three Sisters Broom Shop. Today I want to talk to you about some clamps. The normal broom, like what you guys are seeing on my brooms, is this particular clamp that I've undone to show you, but it's an adjustable clamp. This is a Travis design and it is patent pending. Okay. So, but let me show you the difference between the clamps that I do have now and why I use what I use and what's available and what he's making more of. The normal clamp that you see out there is two pieces of wood. They're often thinner than this, but everything Travis makes is super heavy duty. But on this one, even still, he's made it to swing away. Okay, it's just, this guy is so freaking smart. On the standard clamps that you see out there, there's two thumb screws, one on each end, and they're little. Okay, now listen, I was going to make a whole bunch of my own clamps before Travis came into my life. He's not my husband. He's not. He's just a good friend. Well, he's not just, but you know what I'm saying. I know his wife, and that's how I met Travis. Is when I had some 3D printing problems when I owned the embroidery business of creating tools. So anyway, that's how I met Travis, and from there we've just grown a business together. His end is this, okay, and he's always a little startled that I keep running out of things. But so the original clamp that I had was two thinner pieces of wood with two eye bolts that went through. And the challenge that I've had with that big time is that you have to hold it with one hand on your broom, okay, one hand on your broom, and then you have to screw these things down. And it's not as, it's doable. Most people, I don't know anyone who doesn't use a clamp like that unless they purchased one from me. These are Travis's designs and they are patent pending. But they're also ingenious. So even on this one, this is not the one that you see on my brooms. The one that you see, this came later. The one you see on my brooms is this one. It's completely adjustable. This rides up and down here to that wide. And he thought this would work for, what do you call it? Whisks also. And I said, no, it's way too heavy. And it is, it's heavy. But this is adjustable. And this is what you see on my brooms. So you know when you're trying to do something. Anyway, so I can adjust it all that way. And then this end has a flip down. It just flips down and I can do this. So what I do on my brooms is I raise this however high I need. And then I just raise it, put it on my broom, clamp this down, or bring it like that, and then I can adjust, like it's already on the broom now. So all I have to do is wind these tighter, and it makes it very easy to adjust a clamp on my broom. After I said that these were too heavy and way too big for a whisk, he came up with a smaller one that's also adjustable, and it is for whisks or smaller brooms. Again, completely adjustable, and it swings open, and this comes up like that. These are knobs that are really easy to turn, and I appreciate that. He goes the extra mile. Things are a little manly, you know, it's like a big knob, but you know what? I wouldn't want to be without it, and I'll be right back. I have to run down and get that now. Fell right into the rhododendrons. So, one moment, please. I'm sure Annie will entertain you. We're back. All right, so this is the clamp that he has since come out with that is an inexpensive version. This one I think is about $85, and most every penny goes to Travis. All right, almost every penny that I charge you goes to Travis. I've already prepaid for all the stock. This one I think is 75 or 65. No, they're not inexpensive. I know that. They're high quality wood and they'll last a lifetime. You know what? So will the other ones. Not meaning his, but I mean any clamp will last a lifetime. Okay. Some issues that I found in clamps of the past that I have used is the wood is very thin, so when it's on your broom it bends, it bows. Okay, that's not good in my opinion. So when I told him that I needed something less costly, he came up with this design. It is adjustable. You can take this one out and move it here so it's shorter, but this swings out. And there's not other clamps out there like that. So it's still much easier to put on your broom and tighten one end and have this sitting, like have it holding the broom horn in place and tighten it. When you get a clamp that has eye bolt, and some of them have like 2 or 3 holes, they're adjustable. But the problem is that you have to hold one down and tighten this one down, then you've got to tighten this one down. On brooms on the clamps that I sell, they are much easier to use and they're adjustable. So, into this point, they're not light, I will tell you that. They're not particularly light, but this is the one that you can use for full size or a whisk. So basically I have 3. I have this one, and I don't use these. I'll be honest with you, I don't. I would if I needed to, because it does that. This would be perfect. I mean, it's still a fantastic clamp at nearly half I think it's half the price or less of this. But this one has so much more. It's got the slider, it swings down. It's just a lot more labor goes into it. So these are the clamps that I do have. Right now, this is the one on the website. It's the only one on the website. It's the small clamp. It's for whisks, okay? This can also be used for whisks, but full size. These are not on the website right now. I have only 3, and I've asked him to make a bunch more. So that's what he's doing. But these are the clamps that I sell here. You don't need to buy a fancy clamp to be a broom maker. You can go out and get, if you have a garage or something, or anybody's built anything, you can get 2 pieces of wood, drill a couple holes in each end, and put an eye bolt through it. You don't need fancy stuff to be a broom maker, because this is what I do for a living. I have extremely high quality tools. But the other reason I have those high quality tools is because I have a friend who makes them. Like I think I've said, almost every cent goes to Travis. When I buy the needles, everything, I pay him in advance. I own the stock, and he gets nearly every single cent from the purchase. I don't upcharge very much at all. I charge enough to cover the box and some paper to pack stuff in, but I do not upcharge his stuff. It's not double or anything like that. I think I'm making like $5 an item on almost everything. On the broom spindle, it's a little bit more, but that'll be dropping too. I don't believe in doubling prices, and I make sure that the artist, Travis, gets all of the money, because really when you create something, you should get the money, right? So anyway, over and out from beautiful, beautiful sunny North Idaho, and I'm gonna go finish that broom inside. Woo, it is sunny. And if you wonder where I got these really cool glasses, not that you did, but I'm gonna tell you, I got them for $5. There's a really weirdo little shop over on Main Street and in Spokane, and it's located by Boots Bakery and Lounge. So, and by the Main Street Food Co-op, and by Kizery, a store that I very much love. But anyway, They have the weirdest little stuff cheap. It's some kind of a vintage store. So if you're interested in a pair like that, $5. All right, that's it. Over and out from sunny Coeur d'Alene. We'll talk to you later. Bye.